For millions of older adults across the United States, Canada, Australia, and other English-speaking countries, the challenge of managing blood sugar becomes increasingly important with age. As we grow older, our cells naturally become less responsive to insulin, the hormone that helps move glucose out of the bloodstream and into our cells. This condition, known as insulin resistance, can quietly develop over time and is one of the primary drivers behind prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. But the good news is, there are simple and gentle ways to reverse or reduce insulin resistance, even without leaving your chair. Gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity offer a safe, practical, and highly effective approach for seniors who may struggle with joint pain, balance issues, or mobility limitations. These exercises activate large muscle groups, boost circulation, and gently stimulate the body's ability to use insulin more efficiently. By regularly engaging in low-impact movements while seated, older adults can support better blood sugar control, maintain muscle strength, and even increase daily energy levels. One of the biggest benefits of chair-based workouts is their accessibility. There's no need for complicated equipment, no risk of falling, and no pressure to perform beyond your comfort level. Whether you're managing diabetes, aiming to prevent it, or simply want to protect your metabolic health as you age, these exercises can be done at your own pace, in your own time, right from your living room. More importantly, these gentle routines offer more than just physical benefits. Movement, even light movement, has been shown to reduce stress hormones like cortisol, improve sleep quality, and lift mood. All of these factors also play a role in insulin sensitivity. When your body is calm, nourished, and moving regularly, your insulin works better, your blood sugar levels stabilize, and your overall health improves. In today's video, we're going to walk you through 5 of the most effective gentle chair exercises for improving insulin sensitivity. They're simple, science-backed, and perfectly suited for older adults. No matter your age or fitness background, these movements can help you take control of your health, one seated step at a time. Let's get started. Exercise number 1, seated marching. Wake up your muscles and boost blood sugar metabolism. One of the most effective and beginner-friendly gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity is seated marching. It may seem simple at first glance, but this rhythmic, alternating leg movement plays a powerful role in waking up the lower body muscles, stimulating circulation, and improving your body's ability to process glucose. Especially for seniors who are sedentary for much of the day, seated marching helps activate the quads, hip flexors, and core, all of which contribute to better metabolic function. Here's why it matters. When you sit for long periods, the large muscles in your legs become inactive, leading to reduced glucose uptake and increased insulin resistance. In contrast, even mild muscle contraction encourages those same muscles to absorb more glucose from the bloodstream without requiring a surge of insulin. Over time, this means better blood sugar control and reduced stress on the pancreas. Seated marching is a perfect example of this principle in action, engaging the body without requiring the strain of standing or walking. From a scientific perspective, multiple studies have shown that light physical activity, especially involving the lower body, significantly improves insulin sensitivity in older adults. According to research published in the American Journal of Physiology, interrupting periods of sitting with brief, low-intensity leg movements, such as seated marching, can increase glucose uptake by skeletal muscle cells and lower post-meal blood sugar levels. This makes it an ideal exercise for older adults with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or type 2 diabetes. Let's meet someone who made this movement part of their daily life. Meet Eustace Stu Barkley, a 72-year-old retired bookbinder living in Eureka, California, a quiet mountain town near the Oregon border. After being diagnosed with insulin resistance during a routine wellness visit, Stu was advised to move more, but with arthritic knees and a fear of falling, He avoided traditional walking or standing workouts. One day, his daughter showed him a video on gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity, and seated marching was the first movement he tried. Stu started small, marching in place for just 1 minute while watching the morning news. Slowly, he built up to 3 rounds of 2-minute marches, done at different times of day. He described it as a marching band for one, with a very comfy chair as the conductor. The results? After 8 weeks, his fasting glucose dropped by 18 points, and he reported fewer blood sugar swings and more stable energy throughout the day. Most importantly, it became a habit he looked forward to, simple, consistent, and empowering. To try seated marching at home, all you need is a sturdy chair without wheels. Sit upright with your back away from the chair backrest, feet flat on the ground, and hands on your thighs or armrests for balance. Begin by lifting one knee toward your chest, then lower it back down and lift the other. Alternate at a steady, comfortable pace, as if you were marching in place. Breathe naturally, keep your posture tall, and avoid leaning back or hunching forward. You can start with 30 seconds of marching, rest, and repeat up to 3 times. As you build strength and confidence, aim for 1 to 2 minutes per round. For added engagement, try marching to music or while watching your favorite TV program. You can even raise your knees a little higher or increase your tempo slightly as you progress. What makes seated marching so special is how adaptable it is. Whether you're starting your day, taking a break between chores, or looking for a post-meal movement, this gentle chair exercise is a powerful tool to improve insulin sensitivity without leaving your seat. Up next, we'll explore another simple but powerful movement, one that activates your arms and shoulders to further support metabolic health. Stay with us. Exercise number 2. Arm raises with light resistance. Activate upper body muscles to support glucose uptake. While most people think of blood sugar control as being primarily about diet, what often gets overlooked is the powerful role that upper body movement plays in improving insulin sensitivity. Among the most accessible gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity is the seated arm raise, especially when paired with light resistance like hand weights or resistance bands. This motion helps engage major muscle groups in the arms, shoulders, and upper back, all of which contribute to better glucose metabolism when activated regularly. As we age, many of us lose muscle mass, a condition known as sarcopenia. Less muscle means the body becomes less efficient at using glucose, leading to insulin resistance and rising blood sugar levels. But the good news is that even light resistance movement can stimulate these muscles to take in more glucose from the bloodstream, improving insulin efficiency and reducing the demand placed on the pancreas. Scientifically, upper body resistance exercise has been shown to increase insulin sensitivity for up to 24 hours after just a single session. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults who performed seated arm exercises with resistance had a measurable improvement in glucose uptake, particularly when they repeated the movements at least 3 times per week. The reason? Resistance challenges the muscles enough to activate insulin-dependent glucose transporters, helping to lower post-meal spikes and improve metabolic flexibility. Let's look at a real-world example. Meet Elodine Griggs, a 79-year-old former trumpet player from Athens, Georgia. Elodine developed type 2 diabetes in her early 70s and struggled to keep her blood sugar under control despite taking medications. Walking became painful due to a past hip injury, so her doctor referred her to a physical therapist who specialized in gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity. One of the first movements Elodine learned was the seated arm raise with light hand weights. At first, she used 2 soup cans. Sitting up straight in her kitchen chair, she lifted her arms out to the sides, then up above her head, then slowly lowered them back down, all while breathing deeply and keeping her core lightly engaged. She repeated the motion for about 1 minute, rested, then did it again. As her strength improved, she graduated to using 2-pound dumbbells. After 6 weeks of consistent practice, doing the exercise every other day, Eladine saw her A1C drop from 7.2 to 6.5, and her energy throughout the day improved dramatically. She said the movement reminded her of raising her trumpet during concerts, and she even began practicing her breathing as if preparing for a performance. The exercise not only helped her physically, it reconnected her to a joyful part of her past. You can easily try this exercise at home. Start by sitting upright in a firm, stable chair with your feet flat on the ground. Hold a light weight, 1 to 2 pounds, in each hand, or simply use 2 water bottles or soup cans. With your palms facing forward, slowly raise your arms out to the sides and upward, stopping just above your shoulders or continuing above your head if comfortable. Then lower them back down with control. Repeat this movement for 10 to 15 repetitions. Rest, and do 2 to 3 sets depending on your strength. For those with shoulder issues, start with a lower range of motion. Just lift to shoulder height and pause. Always move slowly and breathe steadily. You can alternate between raising both arms at once or one at a time, depending on your balance and coordination. This simple chair-based exercise improves blood circulation in the upper body, stimulates muscle engagement, and helps regulate blood sugar levels over time. It's gentle, effective, and a great way to maintain upper body strength, all from the comfort of your chair. Coming up next, we'll introduce a powerful core-focused chair exercise that enhances insulin sensitivity by engaging one of your body's most metabolically active zones, your abdominal muscles. Let's keep moving. Exercise number 3, seated knee lifts with core engagement. Strengthen your midsection to enhance blood sugar control. When it comes to improving insulin sensitivity, many people overlook the importance of the core muscles, those deep abdominal and pelvic muscles that stabilize your body and support healthy posture. But here's the surprising truth. Strengthening your core through gentle chair exercises doesn't just help with balance and back support. It can also improve how your body processes insulin and manages glucose. That's where seated knee lifts with core engagement come in. This exercise focuses on controlled lifting of the knees while seated, combined with light abdominal tightening. It might not seem strenuous, but this subtle movement activates a large portion of your midsection and hip flexors, creating increased demand for glucose in the muscles, and encouraging the body to use insulin more effectively. From a biological perspective, the muscles around your midsection are metabolically active and rich in insulin receptors. Engaging them helps reduce insulin resistance by stimulating these receptors and increasing the transportation of glucose into the cells. A study in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders found that even moderate core exercises performed while seated can lower fasting blood glucose levels in older adults with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, especially when performed consistently over 8 to 12 weeks. Let's take a closer look at someone who used this movement to change her life. Meet Thelma Veach, an 81-year-old retired newspaper editor from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Thelma had always led a sedentary life, often hunched over her desk and rarely making time for exercise. When her doctor told her she was showing signs of metabolic syndrome and rising A1C, she felt overwhelmed. She couldn't stand for long periods and didn't feel confident navigating the uneven sidewalks in her neighborhood. But during a diabetes education class at her local clinic, she learned about gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity, and one of the first movements she tried was seated knee lifts. Thelma began practicing them twice a day in her sunroom. Sitting tall in a firm chair, she would lift one knee toward her chest while tightening her abdominal muscles, hold it for 2 seconds, and then gently lower it. She alternated legs, doing 10 lifts on each side with a short rest in between. At first, it felt like hard work, but within a few weeks, she noticed her posture improving, her stomach feeling stronger, and her blood sugar readings becoming more stable. After 3 months, her A1C had dropped from 6.9 to 6.2, and she said she felt more in control of my body and my future. To try this movement at home, sit upright in a chair with your back away from the backrest and your feet flat on the ground. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for support. Slowly lift one knee upward as high as you comfortably can, ideally toward your chest, while gently engaging your abdominal muscles. Think about pulling your belly button slightly inward. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds, then lower the leg back down. Switch to the other leg and repeat. Aim for 10 to 15 reps per leg, resting after each full round, and completing 2 to 3 sets in total. If you're just getting started, keep the range of motion small and the movement slow. As you build confidence and strength, you can increase the number of repetitions or even add a light ankle weight for more resistance. Remember to breathe steadily throughout. Inhale as you prepare, exhale as you lift the knee. This low-impact, accessible movement is especially effective for older adults who want to improve insulin sensitivity while also enhancing their core strength, balance, and posture. It's a small action with big results, and it can be done safely, gently, and consistently right from your favorite chair. Up next, we'll explore a flowing, full-body movement that not only supports blood sugar control, but also promotes joint flexibility and mental clarity. Stay with us, we're only getting stronger. Exercise number 4, seated arm and leg extensions, a full-body movement to maximize glucose utilization. As we age, one of the most important principles for improving insulin sensitivity is activating multiple muscle groups at the same time. That's where seated arm and leg extensions come in. One of the most effective gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity because it combines both upper and lower body motion in a single flowing pattern. This full body engagement supports better glucose uptake in the muscles, improves circulation, and enhances overall coordination, all while keeping the movement safe, low impact, and accessible for seniors. Here's how it works. By extending your arm on one side and the opposite leg at the same time, you're forcing your body to engage core stabilizers, shoulder muscles, thighs, and glutes simultaneously. This coordinated muscle activation increases the body's demand for energy and encourages the cells to pull more glucose from the bloodstream. That in turn makes insulin more effective, reducing resistance and supporting better blood sugar control over time. Research backs this up. A study published in Diabetes Care found that older adults who performed dual limb movements, those involving both upper and lower extremities, experienced a greater improvement in insulin sensitivity compared to those who isolated muscle groups. The cross-body motion improves neuromuscular coordination and insulin uptake, while also supporting cardiovascular health and joint mobility. Let's look at a real-life example. Meet Winfred "Wink" Dempsey, an 84-year-old retired model train collector from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Wink was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at age 76 and had been managing his condition with medication and diet. But his energy levels were declining, and his physical therapist suggested adding light movement back into his daily routine, starting with gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity. Wink was skeptical at first, especially after a fall a year prior made him fearful of standing exercises. One day, while watching his favorite nature documentary, he decided to try seated arm and leg extensions. Sitting tall in his recliner, he extended his right arm straight in front of him while simultaneously lifting and extending his left leg. He held the position for a breath, then slowly switched sides, left arm, right leg. At first, the motion was shaky, but over the next few weeks, it became smoother. He performed the sequence for 10 to 12 reps each side, gradually adding more sets as he gained confidence. Wink says it gave him more than just movement. It gave me balance again. His next checkup showed his fasting blood sugar had dropped by nearly 25 points, and his A1C decreased from 7.1 to 6.5. He also noticed his ability to stand from a seated position improved, and he was less winded after simple tasks like grocery shopping or gardening. You can try this exercise at home too. Sit in a firm, sturdy chair with your back straight and feet flat on the floor. Extend your right arm forward at shoulder height while lifting and extending your left leg until it's straight. Hold the position for 2 seconds, then slowly lower both limbs. Repeat on the other side, left arm and right leg. Keep your movement slow and steady, maintaining good posture and controlled breathing throughout. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions per side, alternating back and forth. Rest after each set and aim for 2 to 3 sets total. As your strength improves, you can hold the extended position longer or increase your range of motion. If you prefer added resistance, you can use a light ankle weight or wrist weight. Just make sure the movement stays controlled and pain-free. This cross-body movement doesn't just benefit your muscles, it supports your brain as well. Coordinated arm and leg exercises have been shown to improve focus, reduce mental fog, and lift mood. Factors that are often overlooked in discussions about insulin resistance, but are deeply connected to how our body regulates energy and metabolism. As you can see, gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity don't need to be boring or repetitive. Movements like the seated arm and leg extension help you engage multiple systems at once, creating a full body benefit from a single simple action. Next, we'll wrap up with a calming, circulation-boosting movement that rounds out your routine and helps lower stress, a key player in insulin resistance. Let's finish strong. Exercise number 5. Seated ankle pumps with deep breathing. Stimulate circulation and reduce stress hormones that interfere with insulin function. Sometimes, the most gentle movements offer the deepest benefits, especially when they combine physical activity with relaxation. That's the goal of seated ankle pumps with deep breathing, one of the most calming and restorative gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity for older adults. Though it's a subtle movement, it helps improve circulation, reduce stress, and support more stable blood sugar levels by addressing one of the biggest hidden culprits of insulin resistance: chronic stress. You may not realize it, but when you're under stress, your body releases cortisol, a hormone that temporarily raises blood sugar and blunts the effects of insulin. Over time, this stress response, especially when chronic, contributes to elevated blood glucose and insulin resistance. But here's the good news. Rhythmic movement, combined with deep breathing, has been scientifically proven to lower cortisol levels, reduce inflammation, and promote insulin function. That's what makes this chair-based exercise so uniquely powerful. The ankle pump movement works by flexing and extending your feet, alternating between pointing your toes and pulling them back toward your body. This simple action activates the calf muscles, often referred to as the second heart, because they help pump blood back toward the upper body. When paired with slow, intentional breathing, it enhances oxygen delivery, reduces blood pressure, and resets your nervous system from a stress state into one of rest and healing. Let's meet someone who benefited from this quiet but powerful routine. Meet Octavia Rhodes, an 82-year-old retired piano teacher from La Pine, Oregon. After years of managing prediabetes with diet alone, Octavia began experiencing spikes in her blood sugar despite no major changes in her lifestyle. Her doctor suspected that recent stress, due to caregiving responsibilities and the loss of her sister, was playing a role. Octavia often felt tense, had trouble sleeping, and noticed her blood pressure creeping up alongside her glucose levels. A nurse practitioner introduced her to a relaxation routine that included gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity, specifically ankle pumps, paired with breathing. Octavia began practicing every morning after breakfast. She sat in her favorite wooden rocker, closed her eyes, took a slow breath in through her nose, and lifted her toes toward her face. As she exhaled slowly through her mouth, she pointed her toes away. She repeated the movement for 10 to 15 minutes while playing soft classical music in the background. After 6 weeks, her fasting blood sugar had stabilized, her sleep improved, and she reported feeling less emotionally overwhelmed. Her doctor was thrilled with the results, not just because of the numbers, but because Octavia was taking active steps to care for herself gently, without pressure or exhaustion. To try this exercise, sit comfortably in a chair with both feet flat on the floor. As you inhale through your nose, flex your feet by pulling your toes upward toward your shins. As you exhale through your mouth, point your toes forward and down. Repeat slowly, matching each movement with a full breath. You can perform this for 3 to 5 minutes at a time, or longer if it feels good. The goal isn't to raise your heart rate, but to lower your stress and activate gentle circulation. If desired, you can close your eyes, rest your hands on your lap, and turn on soft music or nature sounds. This movement is especially effective before bed, after meals, or anytime you feel anxious or fatigued. It's also ideal for individuals with limited mobility, joint pain, or those recovering from illness or surgery. This calming routine may be the gentlest of all the gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity, but don't underestimate its power. When your nervous system relaxes, your insulin works better. When circulation improves, your body distributes nutrients more efficiently, and when your mind is calm, your body can begin to heal. In the final section, we'll bring everything together with a summary of how these 5 exercises work as a powerful toolkit and how you can turn them into a sustainable daily habit for long-term blood sugar control and overall well-being. Managing blood sugar doesn't have to be exhausting, intimidating, or dependent on rigorous exercise routines. As we've explored in this video, gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity offer a realistic, safe, and deeply effective alternative, especially for older adults who want to take back control of their health without straining their joints or risking injury. Each of the 5 exercises we've covered today plays a unique role in supporting your body's ability to use insulin more efficiently. Whether it's the muscle activation of seated marching, the upper body strengthening of arm raises, the core-focused knee lifts, the full-body coordination of arm and leg extensions, or the stress-reducing benefits of ankle pumps with deep breathing. Each movement contributes to the bigger picture of better blood sugar control and metabolic resilience. What makes these gentle chair exercises so powerful is their simplicity. They don't require fancy equipment, a trip to the gym, or an expensive trainer. They simply ask for a few minutes of your time, a sturdy chair, and a willingness to show up for yourself day after day. In return, you get improved circulation, stronger muscles, a calmer mind, and a body that responds to insulin the way it was designed to. It's also important to remember that improving insulin sensitivity is about more than just movement. It's about consistency. Making these exercises a regular part of your morning or afternoon routine can help you build momentum, form healthy habits, and create structure in your day. Even if you start with just 1 or 2 of these exercises, the key is to begin and build from there. For seniors living with prediabetes, insulin resistance, or type 2 diabetes, these chair-based movements offer a low-risk, high-reward pathway to better health. They empower you to take action on your own terms, gently, safely, and confidently. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Active Healthcare, your trusted companion in healthy aging and lifelong wellness. And let us know in the comments, which of these gentle chair exercises to improve insulin sensitivity are you most excited to try? You have the strength, you have the tools, and now you have a plan. Keep showing up. Your future self will thank you.